Aliens mocked humanity until our hidden space city shocked them. The Vortex Imperium's warfleet descended upon Earth with the confidence born of 1,000 conquered worlds. Their battleships, each the size of small moons, blotted out the sun as they came to a halt in high orbit. Emperor Zelthak surveyed the blue and green planet below through the crystalline viewing ports of his flagship, the Destroyer of Worlds. "Another backwater species," he rumbled, his three mouths clicking in what passed for laughter among his kind. "Look at them, Grand Admiral. They still use chemical rockets to reach their own moon. Their weapons are kinetic projectiles. They fight wars over imaginary lines on their single planet." Grand Admiral Kresh nodded, her tentacles rippling with amusement. "The scouts report they call themselves Your Immensity. They measure their fastest ships in fractions of the speed of light. Most of their population doesn't even believe in life beyond their world." "Delightful," Zelthak replied. "A species so primitive they deny the very reality they're about to face. Open a channel to their leaders. Let's see what these humans have to say before we add them to our collection." On Earth, the emergency session of the United Nations Security Council was in chaos. President Laura Hassan of the Global Defense Initiative stood at the podium, her calm voice cutting through the panic. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have exactly 12 hours before they demand our surrender. The aliens have made their intentions clear: submit or be destroyed. What can we possibly do against technology like that?" demanded the ambassador from Brazil. "Their smallest scout ship is bigger than our largest space station." President Hassan exchanged a meaningful glance with Director Chen Wei of the Deep Space Intelligence Agency. She pressed a hidden button beneath the podium. Perhaps it's time they learned the truth about humanity's primitive nature. Across the chamber, the massive main display changed. Instead of showing the alien fleet, it revealed what appeared to be space itself rippling like water, and then the chamber fell silent. Emperor Zelthak was in the middle of composing his ultimatum when his tactical officer screeched an alert. "Your Immensity, we're detecting something impossible." "Define impossible," Zelthak growled. "A massive structure. It's appearing." From nowhere, the view screen zoomed to show the phenomenon. Space itself was folding, revealing what had been hidden beneath dimensional camouflage, more sophisticated than anything the Vortex Imperium possessed. It was a city. No, a metropolis. No, an entire floating civilization, stretching across kilometers of space. Lunar Station wasn't hidden behind the moon. It wasn't in the asteroid belt. It had been right there all along, existing in a pocket dimension that made it invisible to even the Imperium's advanced sensors. "By the seven voids," whispered Kresh as the human megastructure fully materialized. "How long has this been here?" The answer came in the form of a transmission that bypassed all of the Imperium's encryption protocols as if they didn't exist. Emperor Zelthak, President Hassan's voice, carried clearly through the alien ship's speakers. "Welcome to Lunar Station, humanity's first interstellar city. We've been expecting you." Lunar Station wasn't just a space station, it was a declaration of intent. Massive orbital rings rotated around a central core that housed reactors powerful enough to burn stars. Swarms of ships that made the Imperium's scouts look primitive floated in perfect formation. And everywhere, there were defenses weapons that bent space-time, shields that existed in multiple dimensions, and systems that seemed to violate the known laws of physics. "Impossible," Zelthak repeated. "Your probes showed us your primitive rockets, your basic satellites." "What our probes showed you," interrupted Dr. Sarah Kim, Director of Humanity's Xenostrategy Division, "was exactly what we wanted you to see. Did you really think a species that survived nuclear weapons would announce our true capabilities to every passerby with a scanner?" The dimensions of Lunar Station became clearer as it completed its phase transition into normal space. It wasn't just larger than the Imperium's flagship, it was larger than all of their ships combined. And that was just the first phase. Phase 2, President Hassan announced calmly. Around Jupiter, 5 more massive structures phased into existence. Around Saturn, 7. Throughout the asteroid belt, dozens of battle stations that had masqueraded as rocks revealed themselves. Earth wasn't just defended, it was fortress. "Your immensity," the tactical officer gasped. "Their technology reads as 11, perhaps 12 points above ours on the galactic development scale. That should be impossible for a pre-FTL species." Emperor Zelthak's 3 mouths opened and closed silently. The Vortex Imperium had built its empire on technological superiority. They had never encountered a species that appeared primitive but was actually more advanced. "Allow me to explain," said Director Chen Wei, his image appearing on their main screen. "Humanity learned early that the universe is full of predators. So we developed a simple doctrine: never reveal your true strength until absolutely necessary." A tactical display showed the true scope of humanity's hidden infrastructure. Wormhole generators, antimatter forges, even what appeared to be partially constructed Dyson sphere components around the outer solar system. "We've been spacefaring for far longer than our public records suggest," Dr. Kim continued. "While you were conquering primitive worlds, we were perfecting the art of appearing primitive while developing apex technology in secret." Countermeasures? Zelthak demanded of his staff. "None available, Your Immensity." Their weapons have lock-on signatures that suggest they can hit targets in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Our shields. They wouldn't even slow these weapons down. Director Hassan addressed the alien fleet directly. "Emperor Zelthak, you now face a choice. You can maintain your empire's dignity and retreat, with a story of humanity being deemed unworthy of conquest. Or you can test our defenses and discover why no one has ever successfully invaded a human world twice." The evidence was overwhelming. Energy readings from Lunar Station alone exceeded the output of the Imperium's entire fleet. The hidden human ships moved in ways that defied physics as the Imperium understood it. Most tellingly, the humans had technologies that could have destroyed the invasion fleet before it even entered the system, yet had chosen to reveal themselves diplomatically first. "Advanced civilizations trade information," President Hassan offered. "We're willing to exchange technologies, establish cultural connections, perhaps even form an alliance. But not through conquest." Emperor Zelthak stared at the tactical displays, showing Lunar Station's weapon systems, each one alone, capable of obliterating his flagship. His empire had been built on the assumption that technological might equals right. Now, face to face with a clearly superior civilization that had masqueraded as inferior, he felt something his species rarely experienced: respect. "Stand down all weapons," he ordered. "Prepare diplomatic protocols." As the tension dissolved into the beginning of negotiations, Grand Admiral Kresh asked quietly, "Your Immensity, why reveal this to us now? They could have destroyed us the moment we entered their system."